Give me the fucking green light.
Check.
Gentlemen, this is what happens. We were just talking about studying crime. Mike is muted pre-alma. We can't hear you. That's good now. Fantastic. I was saying crime is bullish. You guys want that. Crime is good. You want price suppression. You want max fear, max pain, everybody capitulating, everybody selling. It's over. It's over. But if it's so over, why would World Liberty Financial, Donald Trump's family's fucking crypto company, be shoving literally, and you guys can look at the wallet. I can pull up the wallet on Etherscan. They've bought hundreds of millions of dollars of Ethereum over the last couple days, literally the last few days. Hundreds of millions of dollars of Ethereum, and then hundreds of millions of dollars of wrapped Bitcoin, which is Ethereum. It's wrapped Bitcoin, so it's on the Ethereum blockchain. That's all that wrapped Bitcoin is. So they're not buying regular Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. They're buying their Bitcoin on Ethereum. Okay, it's wrapped. So, anyways, oh yeah, Naeem, we're good. Beautiful. But yeah, study crime. And the sentiment around Ethereum in the markets right now is fucking hilarious. People are losing their minds. Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, going melting down. The Ethereum Foundation is melting down. Justin Sun said he was going to step in, start burning Ethereum, try to help push the price to 10,000. All the people who own Ethereum and Ethereum beta losing their minds, capitulating, selling. It's hilarious. And the price of Ethereum has been ranging between $3,500 and $3,200 for the past month and a half. Like the price hasn't even changed on Ethereum, but everybody's losing their mind. It's incredible the emotions they can pull out of people. These market makers, by the way they manipulate, it's incredible. People are losing their minds. Ethereum's the same price as it was fucking. Yeah, it's just the time aspect of it. It's the time that's killing people. It's taking too long, so they're losing their minds. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the time, and I also think it's relative to what the rest of the market's doing too. It's like if Bitcoin was just ranging sideways for the past month and a half also, and like AI coins and everything else was just ranging sideways, people would be like, all right, it's whatever. But whenever everything else is moving and Ethereum's just kind of sitting dead on the mat, yeah, that's when people start to lose it. Um, but I heard a conversation, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, they were saying if people thinks it would be a good idea to kind of have a public figure representing Ethereum instead of Vitalik because he's just such a unrelatable fucking weirdo.
goofy.
Yeah, just such a goofy
Like
and
a sailor, like a Michael Saylor to Bitcoin.
exactly. Yeah, and so people were wondering if that would be a good idea because it's not like you don't want someone too authoritarian to be the face of it because it's supposed to be a decentralized currency. Like you don't want someone that's acting like they're in charge of what it's going to do. But what do you think on that? Do you think it'd be beneficial to have someone else that's kind of a moon boy for Ethereum other than Vitalik?
I don't. It's a large enough asset at this point where I don't believe it matters because financial institutions control it now. It has an ETF, so TradFi is involved with it, and you could argue that Trump and his company are gonna become that figurehead anyways because they are shoving Ethereum, which in my opinion is a lot more bullish than Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is just a public citizen that has a company that's publicly traded where he apes Bitcoin and he's kind of the figurehead for it, but he doesn't necessarily himself have political power or power over Bitcoin itself. Somebody like Trump and his company that he has with the World Liberty Financial that's shoving Ethereum, I'd argue that's more bullish for ETH because he can actually pass legislation that is bullish. He can game the system to make it bullish for Ethereum. That's way better than Saylor. Saylor can just buy Bitcoin.
It's next level crime.
Yeah, it's next level. That's what I'm saying. Crime is
You can just make
bullish.
the crime legal.
Exactly. Exactly. That's bullish. Now it's no longer crime. They just made it legal. They made the crime legal.
Yeah, they just changed the laws.
Yeah, it's bullish. And so, anyways, the other reason that people are capitulating too is because most people that are retail investors, they don't hold Ethereum. So Ethereum has been ranging. The price hasn't been changing that much, but it's the beta, the altcoins that are getting slaughtered right now. So people are seeing their portfolios drag down over the last month and a half, and so they're losing it because they see all these gains going back to the market, which I understand that. I mean, mentally, it is draining to see your portfolio draw down. But That's the whole point of holding ETH beta. This is the thing that people have to remember. With every action, there has to be an equal and opposite reaction. So if you want to be able to have outsized gains to the upside and have generational wealth opportunities, you're going to have to bear the downside that comes with that. You can't have outsized upside without outsized downside. It's levered Ethereum. Ethereum beta is levered Ethereum. So if it's levered to the upside, it's going to be levered to the downside too. You got to understand what you're trading. So you can't allow that to ruin you mentally, because if it wasn't behaving that way, that would be a bad thing. Our ETH beta is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. What it's doing is what it's supposed to happen. It's not broken. It's supposed to be levered to the downside as it is to the upside. If it wasn't, then that would be a bad thing. Then we're just holding random coins that might pump or not. We don't know. But with what we're holding, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So it's not something that makes me scared. It's just, okay, well, we're just waiting for Ethereum to pump. And if Trump and his whole company and his team are aping Ethereum, then I'm not sitting here afraid of whether or not Ethereum's going to pump. Trump's not in the business of not making money. He's in the business of making money. So I would assume if he's aping Ethereum, he probably plans on it pumping pretty hard. And Larry Fink, the owner of the guy running BlackRock, they're also aping Ethereum. So, and people don't talk about that one as much either. But don't you think, well, if they're aping Ethereum, the largest financial institution in the world, probably bullish. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it's been the same thing every cycle. It's like, yeah, the dates that certain things happen have been slightly different from cycle to cycle to cycle. It's like you can't predict what's going to happen exactly to the day, and you don't know on the smaller time frame what the charts are going to look like on, days or weeks or whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, we have an idea of what's going to happen. But one theme that's always remained the same is smart money and institutional money buys whenever no one wants it, and they buy whenever everybody else is selling. So I think in my head, and that's what I've been thinking the past few months, is like, what last cycle or the cycle before last, whenever I had no idea what crypto was, I didn't understand it at all, what would I be doing the past few months? It's like I would have been selling every time I was down 20, 30%. And then as soon as it started to pump again, I would have jumped back in, and then I would have sold on the downtrend. And like this whole time before, and what normies have been doing this whole time is just losing money, losing money, losing money the entire way down. It's like if you've held with conviction since we started talking about this stuff, April, May, June of last year, actually a little bit earlier, you're not down.
Still up.
Yeah, it's like you're still up if you got in when we did. And even if you didn't, even if you are down overall on your portfolio right now, you haven't recognized a loss. So don't capitulate and go and chase. Because I was talking to Priamo. It's like we see the AI coins pumping on Solana. It's tempting. We see Bitcoin ripping. It's tempting to get into Bitcoin and, buy NFTs that are going to move according to what Bitcoin's doing. And, we see coins on like meme coins on the base network have been performing really well lately. So it's tempting, but you just end up getting burnt, because Crash put out a good tweet, and he kind of made a joke out of it. But, he was saying you can't get upset at the performance of your bags whenever it's not the right season. So whenever Ethereum isn't doing shit yet, you can't think that your positions that you have on the base or on the Ethereum network that are levered Ethereum, you can't say that they're underperforming. It's just not the right season. So once Ethereum starts moving, like if we get, which I'm sure that we will here over the next few weeks, especially we'll see how the conversation goes this afternoon with Bukele. But over the next few weeks, if Ethereum starts to pump, it gets back over 4,000, finally breaks through that kind of glass ceiling. It's hit 3-4 times at around 4,000, finally breaks through that, starts pushing for like 4,500, 5,000 here over the next few weeks. If that happens and the altcoins stay on the mat and they're not moving, yeah, we might have a problem. But until then, until it's the right season to get performance out of these positions, you can't say it's underperforming. It's just not the right time.
Yeah.